Okay, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to our video. Today's video here for JJK Season 3, Episode 3 now. I forgot we did a double episode last week. Last week I came out feeling like I remembered a lot less than I actually, turns out I did. I understood everything going on pretty damn well. The biggest question that I still have is the culling games. It's hard to put into words how I fundamentally don't understand how it functions. I get the rules of the game, but I just question how is it conducted in a way where, I don't know. It's hard to explain if that makes any sense. Like, I understand, like, there's, you know, the brain, Kamo Noritoshi has fucked with the situation and created it, but I guess the way to put it would be it's effectively a situation nobody can stop. Because, like, we're joining the games to compete to save Megami's sister, but it seems like there's no way to just go yoink her out of the games entirely so we don't have to participate. It seems like the conditions are, there's no way to stop it, I guess. I don't know how to formulate the question very well. It's hard to put into words if that makes any sense at all. But anyway, we're gonna have to figure out how to save her. We've met up with Tengen now. Tengen did appear to speak to us after originally seemingly blocking out Yuki. It decided to speak to all of us, so maybe we'll get a deeper explanation of what's going on here, the end goal, and things like that. You know, we got all the rules for the calling games. When the games actually start, if they do it in this episode, if need be, I'll probably go back and read over the rules again, because it was a good bit of information to get, but generally speaking, it's not super complicated. You get points for killing sorcerers, and you get points for killing non-sorcerers. 100 points can change the rules. To join the game, you have to go to a specific colony location, and then you get registered for the game. Or people who awaken cursed techniques. Seemingly, the Kamo Noritoshi just gave out cursed techniques. I don't know how that works, but just gave out cursed techniques to a bunch of different people, Megami's sister included, and they basically are automatically participating in the game and will get their cursed techniques stripped. But my question is, like, if you don't care about getting your cursed technique stripped, what's the point? Why would you participate? You're just like, I'll just go do whatever. Even if I'm in the game, I just won't do anything, and they'll just strip my curse technique, and then I'll just leave. There was nothing in the rules that stated, like, you'll die if you don't participate or anything like that. It just said stripping of the curse technique, which I don't know if that means you die. I don't know. But so there's a few rules that, you know, could use some elaboration on how they're going to work in the game, but I understand obviously the general premise of what's going on in the game. And also someone clarified that there's not just a ton of curses running around Tokyo and things like that because of negative energy. That's probably part of it, but Geto Kamo Noritoshi released a bunch of curses at the end of last season. Let's see if there's anything else. Oh yes, people clarified on the Maki Toji thing. Maki has effectively just a worse version of what Toji had, essentially. It's just like a worse version is how they that's the very simplistic explanation for the difference between them, is that she has a worse version of what he had, because her cursed energy is not 0, it's just very low, and Toji's cursed energy was completely none at all, which has never happened besides him. And so I'm trying to think anything else to clarify or talk about, but I think that's about it. Obviously the huge reveal that Itadori's mother was Kamo Noritoshi. Itadori's mother, when he was birthed, that could explain so many things about Itadori, like maybe why he has a superhuman strength, his connection to the death paintings, and so many different things that could possibly explain by the fact that huge reveal that Itadori's mother had been taken over or killed by Kamo Noritoshi. So that's a huge reveal that has so many more implications going forward about Itadori as a person. So I'm assuming we'll dive into all that as we continue here. But I think I recapped everything I needed to. My brain is ready to go. I've recapped enough on season 2. I largely remembered everything in the first place. It was just some minor details I needed to scrape up on. That's not a word. Needed to scrap up on. And I also, probably not a term or phrase. I don't think anybody says that. Couple things I needed to refresh myself on. And yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm super pumped. First 2 episodes were dope, and it's time to hop into the calling games. But anyway, per usual, feel free to check out the Patreon and Discord. Links are in the description below. As far as the Discord goes, we talk about current anime, past anime, current manga, past manga, and have non-anime conversations as well. And as far as the Patreon goes, you get exclusives and uncut Star reactions. So feel free to check out Jesus, I can't speak. Feel free to check out either of those of your own will. Now the furthest up straight into Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3, Episode 3. We get to start with this absolute banger opening. This OP's grown on me so much. I've listened to the full song an unhealthy amount of times. It's also probably visually one of the most creative shonen openings I've ever watched, which is so cool. I love it. The whole directing style of this season is so unique and weird, and it's awesome. I love it. Now we know that this is Tengen here, and then Geto's got like a watchful eye on Tengen. The building blocks are so interesting. And obviously there's a trillion characters we still haven't met. There's also so many visuals of missiles dropping. There was at least 3 or 4 occasions in this opening of missiles dropping. Fuck, this opening's so good. So good. All right, we pick up right where we left off last episode. Oh, it's the cursed womb death painting. There you go. I left out the beginning of it. I love how they're all like, so this person, this thing, and but they're all like, I want to go through all those dialogues because those were all very interesting. So this thing, so this person, Yuta says, and then Choso goes, person? That's what I question. Is this really a person? Holy fucker face. Why did you close the tombs of the star? Kenjaku. I swear to God, I've heard that name. Or have you being aligned with Kenjaku? Oh, Yuki. Also, this is the narrator for sure. People commented on that. This is the narrator's voice. Tengen. Oh, okay. Yes, I've heard Kenjaku been thrown around so much, but I've never, like, obviously dove deep into figuring out who the fuck that is. Yeah, okay, there you go. Kenjaku is the brain. Just another name for the brain. You've got Geto, Kamo Noritoshi, Kenjaku. I mean, it's had so many identities, naturally it's gonna have a billion different names as well. A net of compassion and a rope of salvation. Okay, so it's aligning with different kanjis there, because she's saying Ken and then Jaku. You're combining those two. I mean, it means a net of compassion and a rope of salvation. So Kenjaku made that name for himself, so it's easy to say, so I guess I'll just go with calling him Kenjaku from now on, since that is apparently as the brain refers to itself as. But yeah, if it gave itself that name, the name meaning a net of compassion and a rope of salvation is crazy. Yeah. Immortal but not ageless. Would he already have 4 eyes if he was 500 years old? Who knows? What an interesting way to put it. I'm immortal but not ageless? Oh, because, okay. Immortal in the way that Tengen can inhabit other bodies, because that was the whole point of taking Riko there in the hidden inventory arc. The entire point of taking Riko there was so Tengen could take over Riko's body to keep living. Immortal in the sense that way, but Tengen does age. Yep, Star Plasma Vessel 12 years ago. 12 years ago? Yuki said 15 years ago, didn't she, last episode? Oh, hold on. Oh, she did say 12. Where the hell did I get 15 from? It's gotta be a different show. She did say 12. Okay. Thought I was going insane for a second. Yuki also said 12 years ago. Oh, my aging has accelerated, which is why they were talking about the weakening of the barriers, of Tengen's barriers. As an individual has vanished. The world itself? What the fuck does that mean? Identity as an individual has vanished, so the world itself is who I am now. The fuck is, what is it? I get what she's saying, but I get what it's saying. I don't know what that means, though. Why is the gate getting further away? 3 of you to remain here. Oh shit. Immortal but not invincible. It's a condition you'll have to accept for Tengen's knowledge, I would assume. Tengen, you're the one asking Tengen for knowledge. Tengen doesn't have to tell you anything, I suppose. Jesus. Maybe Tengen will tell us. Whoa. Kenjaku's objective. Here we go. This is also a huge question, obviously. Why the fuck is Kenjaku doing this? It's to force the evolution of mankind throughout all of Japan through giving people cursed techniques and presumably, I guess in theory, having a bunch of sorcerers fight each other will innately make them stronger from the experience of doing so. It's not, honestly, if you're trying to make stronger sorcerers, it's honestly not super far-fetched from Geto's original plan of making a world of only sorcerers. I mean, it's not the same, but there's not that far of a disconnect, I suppose. I love the red outlines around all the characters. It's very, very cool. Also, the visuals of like the line. This is so cool. Okay. Curse energy refined through Maelstrom can't return to the sorcerer. Oh, and we know Maelstrom is like Geto's curse technique's big giant attack where he used it against Yuta in the movie as well, if I'm not mistaken, where he combines all the curses and then has this huge output attack. And he did use that at the end of season 2, so in theory he'd have like no cursed energy left. Also, evolving people one person at a time with the curse technique is far too inefficient. So Kenjaku's objective, the evolution of mankind throughout all Japan, how assimilate mankind with Tengen. Whoa. Why? Unknown. Is that what Tengen was saying about I have no personal identity anymore? Yeah, right. But is it because star plasma vessel death, obviously Rico, assimilation with the star plasma vessel prevented, okay. There's... Oh shit, okay. Yeah. So it's effectively one person but countless people at once? Okay, Jesus. We're getting real deep into the nitty gritty here. I gotta really fucking pay attention. Whew, that's creepy. Even if it's assimilated with me now, it becomes something more than a sorcerer. But there and not there. We know, but so evil would spread to all. Okay, hold on. This is hold on. I gotta rack my fucking brain here to understand what the hell is being said. It's innately simple what's being said, but conceptually it's very, I don't know a word to use it, complex, I suppose. Like everything innately, I'm like, okay, I understand what you're saying. Your soul, but I'm just trying to find like deeper conceptual understandings of how that functions, I suppose. I understand what's being said, but the functionality of it I don't. Necessarily, not yet. So Rico died. Tengen was not able to assimilate with the star plasma vessel. Rico died. Tengen has, as mentioned, vastly quickly evolved and aged and things like that since the star plasma's death. Since that evolution, Tengen is now everywhere but nowhere at the same time. So anyone and everyone can assimilate with this being that is now everywhere and nowhere at the same time. The only reason Tengen said that Tengen has a physical form is because of the barriers. Using the barrier technique is able to give itself a physical form. So effectively, Kenjaku is trying to assimilate everyone with Tengen to have a elevated sense of humanity. But in that instance, what Tengen is saying, if everybody did that, evil would spread to everyone because everyone is everywhere all at the same time, and the world would end. I get it. Okay. Think we're working this through here. Something more than a sorcerer. And if that happened with everyone, like it seems like Kenjaku is wanting, there would be nobody and everybody at the same time. If even one of them went out of control, yeah. The impurities of 100 million people would flood the world. Yeah. Don't know, that's the issue. We're back to this again. Kenjaku's objective, the evolution of mankind throughout all Japan. How? Assimilate mankind with Tengen. Why? Big unknown. Yo, it's a great question. Why? Kenjaku comes off very much like a, I don't know, what's the best comparison? Like he's just kind of doing shit to do shit. Does that make sense? Like everything we've heard about Kenjaku and all the stuff he's done throughout history, he just seems like experimental. He's just doing things to see their results. Kind of like a, I don't know what a good comparison would be there, like I guess a scientist, like a, you know, like a mad scientist or something. He's just doing all these experiments because he wants to see the outcomes and things like that over the many years he's been alive have continued to pass. So I don't know, maybe if there is a concrete innate reason. It's just a fuck it, let's see what happens kind of reason it feels, but I don't know. Dude, the visuals of this, oh, it's so good. Like, it's literally just been talking for 6 minutes, but it's so good. You rejected the assimilation. Is she not strong enough? Is it not strong enough to do that anymore? Oh, shit, okay. Suguru Geto, you can't cut away from it that quickly. Suguru Geto's death, obtained cursed spirit manipulation, obtained idol transfiguration, star plasma vessel's death, Tengen's evolution. So yeah, talking about Kenjaku here obtaining Geto's abilities. Tengen. Oh, fuck. I get it. So, in theory, if he evolves all of humanity to be at the level or to be at this consciousness of Tengen where everyone assimilates with Tengen, then he can then obtain Tengen for himself. That could be the why, right? That's crazy. He absorbed the moment he made contact. Yeah, trying to keep literally him out at all costs. Yeah, they seem to have hailed from the same area, same era. Yeah, why now do it? This one, are all out of the picture, are all connected by fate. He's got the 6 eyes, Gojo, sealed away. The star plasma vessel is dead, and then there's Tengen. Twice the best Kenjaku was. And so now Kenjaku made it the very first objective to seal the 6 eyes. He sealed Gojo, the first thing he did. Wow, the way that lined up perfectly for Tengen is insane. I mean, not Tengen, for Kenjaku. That lined up stupidly well. That it just so happened that Kenjaku could get idol transfiguration off of Geto's body, and it just so happened that Geto has a connection to Gojo, so that in Gojo's mind a minute could pass and the prison realm could activate, sealing him away. And then it just so happens that the same idol transfiguration that he got from Geto, that just so happened to have the person happen to have connections with the 6 eyes, just so happened to be perfect now for this evolved version of Tengen to be able to take Tengen as a cursed spirit using the ability, using the what the fuck the name, the name doesn't matter, using the ability to consume cursed spirits, also having idol transfiguration as well, having Mahito's ability. Holy shit, the way that this is played out for Kenjaku so insanely perfectly is crazy. It was thorough. Oh my god. Still. Whoa. He killed them and they still appeared. He killed both the star plasma vessel and the bearer of the 6 eyes within a month of their birth, but they still showed up. Well, he's saying, Tengen's saying, killed both the star plasma vessel and the bearer of the Six Eyes. So Six Eyes was born, and the parent of the Six Eyes was killed a month after the birth. But Six Eyes survived, and it seemed like another plasma vessel showed up, or the plasma vessel was revived, or something happened there. But the star plasma vessel showed up anyway, focusing on sealing. Searching for the prisoner. Yup. Toji Zenin intervened. And he killed. He fucking killed the star plasma vessel. Is unique among them from being completely free from cursed energy. Yeah, Megami like, that's your father, bruh. And obviously Maki, hearing that, you know, she's deeply involved with the Zenin clan, she's obviously heard about Toji. Placed him outside of fate. So dramatic, I love it. And holy shit, this is just so much exposition. This is amazing, I love it. Connecting us. This is also very complicated. I could imagine so many people getting lost while hearing all of this. This is very, like, complex the way everything is interwoven. I fucking love it. Damn, that, yeah, without even, he literally didn't have to do anything. It all just lined up, like I was saying, perfectly all lined up for him for the taking. And he had everything he needed. Yeah, that's still the question. A warm-up before assimilation. Oh, okay, so he wants... Use the cursed energy of the players and the boundaries formed between the colonies in a ritual to send this nation's people to the other side. What the fuck? Holy shit, this is so complicated, it's crazy. Oh my god. Forced to accept several pacts. 7. The Game Master must approve any additional rules requested under Rule 6 above, except when the rule would significantly hinder the continuation of the culling game. Yes, that was rule number 7 there, is that if someone, or rule number 6 was if someone gets 100 points, they can make a new rule. Was that the pact in question? Oh. Yeah. So who's the game master then? All the players must die. The players must all refuse to participate and die. Oh! Won't end until then? So how the fuck do we stop this? Continuation mentioned. Yeah, hinder the continuation is insurance to prevent the ritual from being stopped. Yeah, by spending 100 points, creates a way out of the game. But that means they have to kill people to get 100 points. And those reluctant to participate. So that scene there we saw of Megami, I was theorizing whether that was from the past when his sister first got hospitalized, or if that was current, and I think it's current, because she awoke in a cursed technique. She's awake now. She is back awake from her coma. Yeah, in theory, there's several ways to end this. You free Gojo, that immediately ends the games, because he could easily stop them. Or we create a rule that makes a way out. Itadori's friends' objectives. This episode's fucking awesome. It's literally just all talking, and I love it so much. Itadori's friends' objective, create a rule to escape the culling game or free Satoru Gojo. Ideally, we free Gojo, because creating a rule involves someone killing up to 20 sorcerers, or even more if it's non-sorcerers. Okay, Choso and Yuki on the same page here. You absolutely need the help of Okotsu or that woman. Yeah. You two will be out on the front lines. Yeah, he wants to be around everybody. He's been gone for the entire show. He doesn't want to immediately have to dip the second he gets screen time. Here we go. The back of the prison room. Back. Yeah. I can seal the presence at the front, but it didn't work. Okay. But we have one way to get him out effectively. You need either the inverted spear of heaven that can force the cancellation of techniques. That's the weapon Toji used to break through Gojo's infinity. Or the black rope that can disrupt and cancel out the effects of a curse technique. Okay, so we have to get one of these tools. So that's another option. That is our best way to free Gojo, is we find Toji's weapon, or we find this black rope, and we use those to open the back of this seal. Either sealed the inverted spear of heaven abroad or destroyed it. Yeah, after the whole Toji thing, he didn't want anybody to have a plausible weapon that could beat his infinity, so naturally, after having dealt with Toji and everything, he takes Toji's weapon and like Tengen is saying, either seals it or destroyed it. The black rope was also completely expended against Satoru Gojo last year. You gotta be fucking shitting me, man. He destroyed our only two weapons to free him, goddammit! But it was also two of the only weapons who could beat his infinity at the same time. Oh, so that's why he was in Africa. He was searching for the weapon in question. From 1,000 years ago, who calls herself Angel. Unknown, we don't have an image of this person. Whoa. Never mind, now we do. From 1,000 years ago as well. What, that's so OP, what the fuck? Yo, that's a dope picture too. Hana Kurusu. But how do we... If she's from 1,000 years ago, who on earth is to say she will remotely want to be friendly with us? That's an insane curse technique. But also, why is she back all of a sudden? If she was from 1,000 years ago, why is she back? So I get what she can do, but why is she here? If she's from 1,000 years ago, has she been live all this time? Did something bring her back? So she's already participating. More information than that. Whoa. Is this all the different colonies and their locations across Japan? I love the dude, the visuals are so cool. This I mean, I hate to make the comparison, but this reminds me of Monogatari in a way. It's just talking the entire time, but everything is so engaging with the visuals that there's not an even split second to get bored. And also the information we're getting here is unbelievably, like, engaging and entertaining. It's so good. This whole episode's so good. 10 colonies across Japan, okay. We've got one in Amori, Iwate, Miyagi, Tokyo, Aichi, Osaka, Kyoto, Hiroshima, and then there's one down there at the bottom we can't see the name for. It's a barrier is designed to ferry the people of Japan to the other side. Oh, okay. Next, that symbol. Yasuhachi Bridges River, other side colonies barriers. Okay. X that symbolize crossing. Okay, important. Yes, that's from like, oh my god, that's from like so early season 1, I feel. Because there's the whole thing about like, you know, people like jumping into the river or something like that and they would disappear. I forget the exact plot in season 1 because that was so long ago, but it was something like that. Yeah. And then once it builds up all the way, the ritual can be enacted. The challenging land, the catchphrase issued in 99 by the Hokkaido government office. Okay. Thanks for the little tidbit of information there. Calling game, warm up, assimilate mankind with Tengen. Yeah. Cursed in preparation for the assimilation. What the fuck? Holy shit, this is so much information here in this episode. Warm up complete. Over within 2 months. Jesus. After awakening their curse technique, players must go to a colony of their choice within 19 days and pledge their participation in the calling game. Yes, okay, yes. Okay. Remaining time until Sumiki must enter the calling game. Oh boy. Players breaching the first rule shall be stripped of their technique. So, stripped of their technique does mean dying. Oh my god, that is so many cigars, holy shit. As the sorcerer is joining in later, right? And the stripping isn't being done by idle transfiguration. Not prohibited from using, so it's not a pact either. It'll be doing something to the brain by force. Yeah. Yeah.
So
that many curse technique like me. That is true. Does he even have a brain? That's also true. People who join and don't have a curse technique like Maki, I don't think Itadori does either, does he? He doesn't. He just uses cursed energy. Divergent Fist is not. That's not a cursed technique. Divergent Fist is just his lack of training with the cursed energy. If I'm not mistaken, that's not a technique in and of itself. So I don't think Itadori has a technique either. So maybe there's another rule. Non-players shall become players upon entering a colony, and their entry shall be taken as pledging to participate in the colony game. So I get that, but that doesn't. You can't strip someone of a cursed technique who doesn't have one innately, meaning you can't kill them. Means they're granted at least one chance to leave. Okay, so normal people or non-players who weren't granted cursed techniques can get the hell out of the colony area in time before they're forced to participate. But why would Kenjaku grant them that? Yeah, why would he do that? It was about leaving or entering colonies. That's true. Promise that players entered of their own free will is important. Okay. So, okay, it's effectively stronger if they are entering of their own will. In life of another player, yep. So we're going over all the rules again here, yeah. Fundamentally, a sorcerer will be worth 5 points, while non-sorcerers versus 1 point, yeah. Also, yeah, fundamentally, does that mean there's other layering to that? That's actually such a good point pointed out by Itadori. Fundamentally, a sorcerer will be worth 5 points, and non-sorcerers will be worth 1 point. The fuck do you mean fundamentally? That can mean so many, that means that's not a concrete rule. Yeah, it's a great question. Is given a Shikigami called Kogame. That's great. Yeah, it only says add additional rule. Oh, but we're flipping through the rules here again if you didn't get them last episode, if you didn't pause to read. Yeah, because it does say Game Master must approve, but we just said the Game Master is the calling games itself. How, I guess Tengen was just saying you can assume it's the game itself, but there might be like an actual person who's the Game Master that we need to look for, because the games itself can't decide fucking to approve. The games aren't sentient. Okay. They do not show, so I'll kill people again. Ugh. They do not show a change in points within 19 days of joining or acquiring. Stripped of their technique, aka I'm gonna fucking kill you. My question is, if a normal person ends up in the games, right? So they were saying it gives a chance for normal people to escape, but if a normal person ends up in the games, they don't have a technique. They weren't gifted a technique either, so they just after the games are over, they're not stripped of anything, so they just leave. But then again, why would a normal person want to be in the games? I suppose they should try to leave the colonies ASAP. Yeah, it's a metric fuck ton of information. Future actions. Okay. Oh. But it's not empty though. Choso sensed his brothers in there. I guess they only took the tools. They didn't take anything else. Yeah, both took their cursed tools out of. Yeah, okay, gotcha. He is, technically speaking. Zenin Clan's Forbidden Vault. Kumiya and Juzo's atelier. Meet up with Panda. Okay, so we're getting everybody's plans here. What is it? That has to be something we've never seen before. Juzo Kumiya's atelier. I have no idea. Information responsible for 77 for Shigoku. Participate in the calling game. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. They're thinking that having Okotsu near Itadori would keep Fushiguro safe, but it would be a more efficient use of their forces for Okotsu to act alone. Yeah, he definitely does need to stay near, so if Sukuna comes out, he can kill him, but it would in theory be more beneficial for him to be on his own. You can have him kill you after. What? Yeah, he's trying to prevent something happening to you. I also don't think Sukuna wants you dead. He would have let you die several times over. Like, that's not. I don't think Sukuna wants you dead at all. Kinji Hakari, there you go, Hakari. Oh, okay, that I see that hairstyle. That's the dude that shows up in the opening with the like blonde hair. Apparently, people clarified he was mentioned all the way back early season 1, around the same time that Yuta was mentioned very early on in the story. They're both mentioned, but this is the first time we're ever seeing Hakari, the suspended third year. Okay. Damn. That's impossible. Holy shit. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Here we go. 12 years ago, Toji Zenin interferes. Amane Riko murdered, which is the Star Plasma Vessel. So then, the Fate, they're all connected by Fate, connects to the Six Eyes. 6 years ago, obtained Prison Realm. October 31st, Satoru Gojo sealed. So then the Six Eyes is cut off. Assimilate with Tengen. The assimilations failed with the Star Plasma Vessel because of everything that happened with Toji. So then Tengen begins to evolve. Then we get here, becomes a target for Cursed Spirit manipulation. There's a big summary of everything. Got you there. Assimilation with people aside from the Star Plasma Vessel is now possible, so that leads to the culling game begins, and the culling game begins. The goal is a warm-up for the assimilation. Make modern sorcerers and sorcerers awakened or incarnated through idol transfiguration fight. Incarnated? This is the first time we've gotten that word. Could that be how Angel's around? Like, using the idol transfiguration, Kenjaku incarnated Angel back? Because they didn't specify anything about Angel like living for 1,000 years, similar to Kenjaku, but they just said Angel was from 1,000 years ago, a sorcerer. So I don't know. But anyway, now we come back up here. 1 year ago, Suguru Geto's death. Obtained Cursed Spirit manipulation. Yes, the Cursed Spirit manipulation was gained by Kenjaku. Absorbed Mahito, so now he has idol transfiguration as well. Turned mankind throughout all Japan into sorcerers with idol transfiguration. That's cut out. So we're instead going from the Cursed Spirit manipulation to absorb Tengen with Cursed Spirit manipulation. The reason he couldn't do the idol transfiguration because insufficient cursed energy, because Maelstrom was used at the end of last season, which zapped all his cursed energy. Okay, so assimilate mankind with Tengen, the evolution of mankind throughout all Japan. Jesus Christ. Culling game's objective: idol transfiguration, those whose cursed techniques awaken. Colony incarnated sorcerers, yes. Modern sorcerers, yes. Okay, so incarnated sorcerers, modern sorcerers, those whose cursed techniques awakened, fight. Stock up cursed energy, and then the rule forcing them to fight. The culling game's rules, yes. Forcing them to fight, otherwise they will die, because if they don't get enough points, if they don't get enough points by a certain point, it strips them of their technique, aka killing them. Use stocked up cursed energy to move the barriers designed to ferry the people of Japan to the other side, yes, so they can assimilate with Tengen. Forced across the other side equals cursed. Warm up, assimilate mankind with Tengen, yes. Itadori's friends missions, of course, we've got rescue Sumiki and reluctant players, consume 100 points per rule 6 and 7 to add a rule. These are the two options here. I don't know why I started with number 2, but oh well, it was less reading. So number 7, add a rule. That's rule number 7, allowing escape from the culling games. Persuade players with 100 points and no intention of adding a rule to add a rule to get us the hell out of here. Yes. Free Satoru Gojo. Obtain the prison realm. Can't do that. Kenjaku possesses that. Tengen possesses open prison realm back. Yes, so we have that. Can't do it without the front gate to force it open. And all of our weapons are out. The inverted spear of heaven was destroyed by Gojo, and the black rope was also also destroyed by Gojo, but there's pieces of her remaining that Miguel and Yuta could not find. So our last option is Angel, who is a calling game player. I'm assuming an incarnated player, and technique that extinguishes all cursed techniques in the colony on the east side of Tokyo. We need to get Angel on our side ASAP, but who knows if Angel would be remotely willing to be on our side. We'll see. So then we have everybody's individual goals here. Maki has a lot more than everybody else. She's going to receive Juzo Kumiya's cursed tools. We might have heard that name before, but I don't remember that. Fushiguro has become the head of the Zenin clan. Go to the Zenin clan's Forbidden Vault and meet up with Panda. So we've got Yuta here. Go on ahead alone, gather information. So he's just gonna be out on his own for a while. We're probably not gonna see him for a bit again. Itadori and Fushiguro recruit help, which is recruiting Kinji Hakari, and then both Yuki and Choso are just guarding Tengen. So meet up with Panda, and then they're all participating in the calling games, while these two, Choso and Yuki, are remaining in the Tombs of the Star. Sucks we're not gonna see more Choso. I low-key wanted to see more of him, but it is what it is. Okay, we've got everything here. Jesus Christ! Alright, good to go. Good God, the amount of information in this episode is insane. But I've got it all locked in the dome now. Might have to come refresh myself at some point if need be, but... Aww. Aww, that's really sweet. Choso stuck by his side through all that and kept him going. Is he crying? Oh, I'm so sad we're not gonna see more Choso. I love him so much. Here we go. Oh, you're in the opening. Oh God. They did not like his comedy routine, it seems. Damn. I believe it's just something make it big. Except you're not one of them. Damn. Curious how this guy's gonna get involved. Because like I said, he is in the opening. He's the one who's doing the dancing. Talk about... That's very true. One stock gag was delude themselves into believing they're funny. This is such an interesting segment here. An introduction to this character. Calling game player Fumihiko Takaba. Interesting. I wonder how he's gonna be important. Holy fuck, what an episode. Oh my God, there was so much information. Jesus Christ. My brain's working overtime. Absolutely good episode. It was an entire episode of talking, and I was thoroughly entertained the entire time while trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. I've got it all down. Obviously, if I need to, I can go back to that little summary sheets they put on there and refresh myself if I need to, but I understand everybody's goal, what's going on here, what we believe Kenjaku's end goal is. We still don't know the motivation for why, but we know what the goal is. And once again, I feel like this could just be like an experiment thing, because Kenjaku has seemingly just throughout history just done shit. So really could be a many number of reasonings why, but we got everything. Ton of information in this episode. I could imagine a lot of people are gonna be like, huh? But that was really fun to pick apart and figure out, you know, what exactly is going on and everything like that. So shit should start picking up from here on out. Great episode. I love that. Stylistically, everything was so good looking. Like I said, they made it like it was just talking the entire time, but it was so well done and well formatted and everything. The shot selection was dope. We met a new character here at the end, Mr. Takaba, who's a comedian who is participating in the calling game. Maybe he awoke a technique or something like that, and that's why we're getting introduced to him. We'll see how it all goes, though. But anyway, I think that is going to wrap it up for reaction to JJK or Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3, Episode 3. Hope you guys did enjoy, and I hope you all have a good day.